There is a fifth dimension.
A dimension of sound.
Damn it, Frank! We tell him to be quiet. I spilled my hot cup of Uranus again.
A dimension of sight.
Hey, Arch. I'm gonna sock you in the puss.
A dimension of mind.
Man, Adams, is that you?
Next stop, the Twilight Zone.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Fifth Dimension Twilight Zone podcast. I am, of course, your host, Nick. And guys, I gotta know what's in the box. What's in the box?
Well,
What's
nothing
in the
of note,
box?
really, because it's set on fire.
Oh, okay.
I just want to know what's in the
I
box.
got that reference now.
Okay.
Sure, if you didn't get the reference.
No,
Damn
of
it.
course I got the fucking
right.
reference.
Oh,
I got the
It's for
reference.
7.
I didn't know what you were referencing to in this episode, but now I got it.
Well, the box was the thing that he was carrying around
Yes,
like it was,
the
you
thing
know,
that was
shiny
in
and important,
less
and
of
it
a
was
box.
kind of shiny and important.
yeah.
All I can say is
more of a
they should have
container.
never said what was in the box. Maybe it was a head. Maybe it was James Corden. I don't know. I just work here.
Maybe
It-
maybe it was your balls, because
Probably. I have no balls, so I got them
you
cut
heard
off
it
a
here
long time
first, folks.
ago. Hi, I'm here. I'm Nick. How you
You're a
doing?
eunuch?
I am a eunuch.
Well, personally, I would like to see what's in the box just to be able to confirm what they saw in Pulp Fiction.
The dick in the box.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, it
So
was
Space Jesus
the
brought us
soul
a
of
dick in a box.
If you're
Yeah.
Space Jesus, you got Space Jesus dick in
One.
the box.
I just
Right.
keep his dick in a
One.
box separate from the rest of him.
That's why when they open, he's Jesus. That's
Uh,
why when they open it, they get like that gold glow, and they're like, oh, you hear like angels and shit singing.
I just didn't know that dicks were generally detachable among Space Jesuses.
Well, duh. If you could understand angel, you would hear Jesus dick.
You're right. I don't understand Angel. That's
Well,
probably
you know
says
what- you
more
know what
about
they
me than
say.
anything. A dick in the hand is
You know what
worth
they
two in
say.
the bush.
Yeah. Well, you know what they really say.
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what I say now.
What? Put your hands in my bush.
No, a dick in the hand is worth two in the bush. If you're gonna say it proper. We aren't Neanderthals.
Yes.
No. Yeah. Sure, we're not. Now, all I can say is 1, put a hole in the box. 2, put your dick in that box. 3, give that box to someone. I think is what they say. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
We'll roll with it.
Yeah. Anyways, we're back to talk another episode of the Twilight Zone, not dick in the box or one dick and two bush. We're here.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Exactly. We're talking about 2 girls, 1 cup. Yeah, so we're back. We recording. We actually did 2 successful weeks of episodes recording without me moving again. It's kind of nice. How about you guys? You guys like that? You guys like having consistency in your life?
I mean, considering we did the past probably 20 episodes since you last moved, or 20, I mean, you know, it's not that it's a great accomplishment generally, but I don't think it's worth celebrating.
I mean, we're gonna be consistent. So next time we're gonna move, like do 15 episodes, and I'm gonna move, and we're gonna do 10 episodes, and I'm gonna move, and then we're gonna do every episode. I'm gonna move. We're just gonna have 1 episode 1 month, another episode another month. You know, that type of thing.
I mean, if you want to make the season last longer, especially during those upcoming 4th season hour episodes, I mean,
We might have to
Well-
take a break each episode.
You always want them to last longer, Trev.
well, yeah, no shit, but there's ways to do it beyond that,
That's what she said.
ideally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So, anyways, right.
2 dicks, 1
So,
bush.
anyways, oh my god, 2D, 1B, or no, 1B, 2D, 1B, 2B,
One
What?
1D, 2B.
You like Tubi? That is a good network.
DVDA.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure it is.
Anyway,
Yeah, let's talk about this fun,
Tubi.
uplifting episode. This episode that makes you feel happy and special, and definitely don't want to have a space Jesus coming around because, yeah, they might give you your dick in a box. I don't know.
now I will
then-
say we're talking about happy-go-lucky episodes. You were a downer about last episode, and you're up on this episode. Wow,
I never said I was. I was not down on. I was down because I didn't like the episode.
exactly.
This is not a very uplifting episode. This is
Nah.
a hey, we're gonna have space Jesus come in, and then we're gonna shoot him, and he's gonna give us all the world's vaccines, and and it's going to take place in a village, and the young boy is going to be the thing that is our surrogate, and I feel sad, and now I need a hug. Now I need
the
a
kid stuff with
I
the
like
kid
that
ended
kid.
happy.
I like this kid better in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. When he escaped and he came up, he was like, help me, Mr. Jones.
I was thinking
that was not his fucking voice.
I was thinking he was the Aziz Light kid from the Fifth Dimension or the Fifth Element.
Aziz, Light?
Light!
No, but like his voice was clearly dubbed over, and I don't know why. Maybe he had like a heavy Spanish accent or something. I don't know, but the voice just did not match the kid, and it was just like those kids, the little escaped kids in and the prince in Temple of Doom.
Oh, true. It was very true.
At least these people in this episode are not whitewashed, or not. I should say not whitewashed. They're not white people acting like Mexican people. At least got that going for it.
Like I kind of felt like the doctor was white.
No, he's his name's Nico. He's a Greek actor, but he wasn't Mexican, was he?
True.
In this
No,
episode, he could have been one of those guys who was on like a
He's Puerto Rican
on a journey. He's from
what
Athens,
about
Greece.
Space Jesus? Was he white? He was white, yeah.
Well, I mean, we gotta have at least one white person in every episode.
We had Rod Serling. We don't need any.
No, he's
others.
actually he's from Buenos Aires. He's an Argentinian.
Oh, the guy that plays Space Jesus?
Rod Serling is?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's Space Jesus as well, but
Well, yeah.
I mean, Rod Serling's from
He's
Buenos
sexy.
Aires.
yeah, I guess I could see that. He was on the bridge of the River Kwai.
Third
and,
base.
What? Third base.
We're talking
This is
random.
third
We're
base.
talking.
Jesus.
We're
Hanging out
talking.
with
No,
Nico.
we're talking in circles, and so it's like the Albert and Costello routine about baseball, like who's on first, what's on second,
What's on second?
and then they always get back to third base. So I'm just
You know who
saying.
did that best?
that?
Animaniacs. With Slappy
Absolutely.
Squirrel. Yes. And the
well,
Who.
what we have learned today is Rod Serling is from Buenos Aires.
exactly.
And he hangs out with Rico from Starship Troopers. Rico, you know what to do.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
and not
great
only is he,
busy.
he's Space Jesus, and yeah. Anyways, getting this
You'd like
back
to
on
know more?
track. Yeah, let's talk about the episodes. Get to know more. The
Alright.
episode is season 3, episode 32. It's called The Gift, directed by Alan H. Miner, written by Rod Serling. I found out why this is based on the I Shot the Arrow into the Air script, because this was the original I Shot into the Arrow into the Air script. I guess
Really?
the title was just borrowed. It was just used for that episode, but this is, as you said, Trev, this was gonna be used as a pilot, and this was that episode that was gonna be used. It wasn't the actual episode that we were talking about back like 10 years ago. So
Well, what the fuck was the name? What? How does I Shot an Arrow into the sky or air, or whatever, have to do with that title? What does that have to do with this episode?
vaccine. I shot an arrow into the air.
I'm
Oh no, Jake's reality is disintegrating over there.
I'm assuming it was just a clever title. They shot.
Is
a
it clever if
bullet
it doesn't
into the
make
air.
any sense at all, though?
No, it could
I
have
mean, it
been
doesn't make any sense for that other episode either.
Yeah,
They shot
true.
some arrows in the air, didn't they?
Well, it could have been something like to do with like spacecraft flying through the air. Maybe I don't know.
Rod Serling shot his arrow into the air and gave birth to this episode.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on.
Production code 4830. Original air date April 27th, 1962. Stars Geoffrey Horne, Nico Minardos, Edmund Vargas, Cliff Osmond, and Paul Mazursky, as well as Vladimir Sokoloff, who plays apparently a blind guitarist.
And he died.
Yeah.
What was it? Where is it here? This episode originally aired a little over 2 months after the death of Vladimir Sokoloff, who played the guitarist. Poor guy died.
So he died. So everybody who is in the Twilight Zone is the Madden video game of TV series. Someone gets hurt or killed during the making of each episode.
Is he on the cover?
I mean, it could be Vladimir Sokoloff.
Of Madden.
That would have been great for like this
62.
episode. It would have just been the blind guitar guy, which he had such a small role in the episode. He's the cover.
Right. Or it could be like the Brandon Lee of this episode. You just like they make it look like he didn't die, but he died as he walked out the door. He's walking out the door. He just goes, my heart. So
Is that the
Yeah.
noise he made?
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what do we have to say about
Anyways.
this episode?
There's not a lot to say about this episode because not a lot happens in this episode. It opens up. They carry a body to whatever Mexican village, and they try to revive a stranger in a strange world, and he has two
Oh, that was
bullets.
the secondary sheriff.
Oh yeah, that's what
Chili.
happened.
UT.
And
Yeah,
the
UT,
telegraph,
urinary
the
tract
guy that
infection.
the guy
UTI.
that runs the telegraph was trying to get it on with the lady, and he gets pulled away from the lady, and he's all like, "Hey, wait a minute! I don't want to be pulled away from this lady."
About to
Right.
kill him. You some bitch.
Okay, so in honesty, this episode is not that great. I'll be honest. It's kind of boring. It's very downtrodden, very depressing. It's what
Which,
would happen if we had.
worked. The thing is, if it worked, you could get away with the down or like the low tone of it. But yeah,
I just hate that
I-
we're given the chance of something great and we ruin it. You know, we ruin it right
I-
off the bat. That's what this episode is doing. Is like you could be giving us something great, but instead our fears. You know,
I never felt like I had enough. I was never invested enough to be depressed by it. I mean, most of the episode isn't depressing. It's just kind of
it's
There.
lackadaisical.
like the end. What happens in the end, I suppose, could be looked at as depressing. But quite honestly, by the time the end got there, I was just like, I don't care. I just wasn't invested enough in it to really care that I guess a kind of depressing thing happened. Especially with 60 years of knowledge after the fact, that could have been good. So yeah, I didn't really care. I mean, I didn't hate the episode. We're going to talk about it, but it was just
Yeah.
kind of.
who thought the kid was the alien? That's what
Me.
I was expecting.
I thought it was gonna be like a Men in Black thing. Like he was the pack. What is it called? The package, the gift.
The gift. Yeah.
Like he was the gift. Like he was an alien, and they dropped him off there or something, and this other alien was coming to get him or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I was just
Same
trying to think of a
boat.
better
No.
story.
Same boat. I remember seeing this, like, I think I've seen this one other time, and I didn't remember a lot about it. Like, that there's aliens out there, they show up in the town, they look human, blah, blah, blah. But beyond that, I couldn't remember much about what happened. And yeah, I thought the kid was something to do with the alien. Either he called the alien in ET style or was like the kid of the alien or something.
Yeah.
Who thought?
Because they even were
who
talking
thought
about
they
how
did
like,
better
he
than
just
Paul?
showed up one day. Forget was an
They
alien. What did you
did.
say?
I said who thought they did it better than Paul?
They
should have
did
had,
everything better in Paul.
Yeah, it should have had a
the Simon
crass
Pegg movie?
alien. Yeah,
Man, I
crass alien.
don't remember anything about that movie except wasn't what's his name, the alien or the voice?
Nick
Yeah.
Frost and Simon Pegg were in it.
But no,
was Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen
Ah.
was the alien.
So they bring in the dead body of one of the police officers that's killed because apparently they see a crash UFO and aliens tries to protect itself even though it's here. It's like it's like the aliens from Mars Attacks or something like that. We're here to save you, and then we're gonna kill you. I don't know. It's really convoluted what's exactly happening.
Exactly.
I mean, is one of the aliens looks like was it what's her name? The chick from
Sarah Jessica Parker.
No. The one that was chewing gum. It was like what's her name? Is it Jamie
I know who you're talking
Priestley?
about.
Maybe.
No, that wasn't Jamie Presley, whoever. Wasn't her. She's the
Was it
hottest
Elvis's
trashy
wife?
girl on earth.
No, it's trash
She
here.
was.
Yeah. It's been brought. So aliens. Alien guy walks into a bar and he's like, I want some wine. And I'm like, wait, is this Triv's episode? Is Triv in this episode?
Funny guy. You missed a couple of things before this, just because I thought they were funny. They go to clean off the cantina tables and they just like toss half a bucket of water on the tables, and I thought that was pretty funny. And the bartender is kind of a bitch, and he treats this little guy Pedro like a piece of shit. And all I could think was Watto.
He talks trash about him.
Oh,
he
he
talks
talks
a lot of
crazy
trash.
trash.
Hey, I'm chameleon.
Yeah, he's literally Watto.
that don't work on me.
Exactly.
You
He's-
little Anakin, you go home.
I just like how the kids-
Padres.
The kid stares up at the stars with his broom. He's brooming while he's staring up at the stars. He's like, shh, shh. He's like, he stares at the stars too much. I'm like, maybe the kid wants to leave. Maybe he
He's
wants
like
to go
the
back
kid
to his
at the
home
end
planet.
of The Last Jedi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's got force powers.
Maybe he's Poochie. He's like,
What the hell is Poochie?
where's
Yeah, I don't know.
Poochie? Where's Poochie?
Where's, I mean, my mind's going somewhere else that's probably not supposed to with that, but what, who the fuck is Poochie?
Are you talking about the thing from The Simpsons? With Itchy and
Yes. How do
Scratchy?
you guys not know Poochie?
Oh,
Do I need to bring this video up?
No, I know what you're talking
like-
about. I just didn't know him
Was
by
it the
name.
Treehouse
and they're
of
like,
Horror?
where's Poochie?
Was it the Treehouse of Horror?
No. So
No.
they have this. They introduced this third character to Itchy and Scratchy called Poochie. He's like a Spuds McKenzie kind of a character.
And nobody knows
And
who that is. We do.
exactly.
but
Well, yeah, that's
nobody
I'm
listens.
I'm
They'll be,
talking
"What's that?"
specifically to you.
Oh,
But he ends up like I don't remember the reason why, but you see
Well,
him
no,
like,
it's I'll tell you exactly what happens. Basically, the Itchy and Poochie and Krusty the Clown show is like faltering, so they need to come up with a new character, and Homer voices his character called Poochie. Well, there's this whole episode where they're trying to get to the fireworks factory. They create this episode, and instead they pick up a character named Poochie, and Poochie becomes, like Triv said, like a Spuds McKenzie, or that character that's introduced, just kind of like, because they need like when they add a kid to a TV series or something, and they're like, "Why are you upending the status quo?" And that's what a Poochie is. Poochies are like upending
Like
the
how
status
they-
quo of like,
like how they added a kid
Yeah.
to this episode.
yeah.
Okay. The only dog I remember from The Simpsons was Satan's Little Helper.
Santa's little helper.
Yeah, but didn't when they first got him, they thought it was Satan's Little Helper? Was that just because Bart couldn't read?
Probably.
I don't remember.
Sure,
They
but
didn't. They said Satan's Little Helper. Anyway, man, we really don't.
so
have
yeah,
any-
the alien comes in, and Rod comes from the back of I don't know what he's doing in the back there, but he comes from behind the curtain to
He's smoking his Chesterfields.
yeah, that's it. He's smoking. He's getting something smoked.
Been smoking. That's what struck
And
me.
he talks to us as the man comes in.
He does. I think you should talk about that some more before we get.
Oh,
to
it's a
it.
fantastical piece. Rod
Mhm,
comes out, he's
mhm.
wearing a dart suit jacket and he's wearing light pants, which is weird, but hey, more power to him.
I really like.
He's
the
got his
transition.
typical fantastic, like awesome hair, and he like purses his
great
lips the way that he
transition
does
over
that. And
They did, however, I gotta say, they did cut away from him and show the little boy, and they usually don't do that. We'll say that much. Like usually when he's doing his introduction, it just stays on him, but it actually cut away from him and showed little Pedro, and he ripped
Yeah,
it.
and Lil Pedro in his voiceover mouth talking.
Okay, I'm gonna
The
do
kid from
this.
Three Amigos.
I'm gonna do this in the style of Little Pedro / the Temple of Doom kids. They got kidnapped and returned to the tribe because this episode needs something.
The place is Mexico, just across the Texas border, a mountain village held back in time by its remoteness and suddenly intruded upon by the 20th century. And this is
Pedro.
9 years old, a lonely, rootless little boy who will soon make the acquaintance of a traveler from a distant place. We're at present 40 miles from the Rio Grande, but any place and all places can be La Twilight Zone.
why do you sound like Michael Jackson?
That's not
We're getting canceled today.
Mhm, mhm. This is place in Mexico, just across the Texas border. Simone, a mountain village held back in time.
All right. Anyways, so where were we? So yeah,
Sorry.
man gets worked on by doctor. He befriends
Man
kid.
gets worked on by doctor.
UFO crash in hell. We want meat. We want turkey. We want beef. We want
De-evolving.
buffalo. Yeah.
Oh my god.
And guy and kid and man befriend like in airplane with what's his face, young Billy or whatever his name was, Tommy or Johnny or
Pedro.
whatever. Pedro.
What he said.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I wanted to do something else. I want to do something else right now because I don't want to talk about this episode. And I feel bad because it's really late at night and Trev and Jacob are like, let's talk about this episode. Pedro.
Pedro, Pepe. Yeah, this episode was boring. I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing.
I mean, I
nothing
understand the
happened.
messages, but I
And
understand the
thing is,
messages.
the thing is, the
end.
messages are so heavy-handed with this. Like,
Yeah.
they're outrightly having the whole, like, oh, well, would Jesus be accepted if he came back today? I mean, not to say, I think at that time and place, it probably wasn't talked about as much as it's talked about now, but it's still that same message, I guess. I don't
Wouldn't be
know.
Jesus. It'd be Jesus,
Yeah, that too.
where they were.
I
No,
mean, most of this,
just like I was okay with the I feel like I've said this before, somebody had like a really good idea. They're like, oh yeah, let's have this alien come and he's got this thing and he's got like a gift and he wants to give it, but everybody's like mean to him and don't give him a chance. And then in the end, because people overreact because they freak out, kind of like monsters will do on Maple Street, and they kill him and they find out, oh shit, had we just extended a helping hand to this stranger, we'd have the cure for cancer. And I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. Flesh that out. And they're like, like I feel like the Ryan George video of this would be like, he'd say all that and they'd be like, okay, yeah, let's flesh that out some.
no, then you get the moment where he says, you be the guy like talking like, this doesn't make any sense. And then Rod Serling would be like, hey, shut up. And he goes on with the other rest of the story. It just like that's what it feels like. I mean, I understand like what it's going for.
The treatment. They didn't shoot a script. They shot the treatment.
Yeah.
And this was the idea. They shot the idea someone wrote on the diner napkin. They didn't go any further with it because they could have. I mean, this could have been interesting. Like, I didn't have a problem with what happens in the end. I had a problem with the other 23 minutes that led up to that. And like, they were just like so slow. By the time you get to that end piece, you're like, I don't give a fuck.
I will disagree with you on one. I will disagree with you on one point. The ending for something happens, but it's so and I'm not going to compare it to like a telenovela because but it was kind of doing what like an early telenovela would do, where it's like super exaggerated, super dramatic.
Oh, yeah, it was heavy-handed as fuck.
But even
like
just
Brian's
like,
song.
oh my god, he's approaching. He's still 10 feet away from the kid, and they're like, oh, he's gonna attack. Yeah. And then you see like the guy with the shaky hand when he's got the gun, and it's just, it was so loosely edited. Like the editor part of my brain was screaming.
Yeah.
That could have been.
And I'm
that
sorry.
cut down to 30 seconds, and that last bit.
And they like,
I'm sorry, there was
minutes.
He's attacking the boy, and it just like stayed on him. I was like, what? Cut away, please. I'm uncomfortable.
Right. It was so poorly edited. They were it's every bad movie that you've ever seen has that like loose editing. And it was done
I'll say
so badly on this.
And I'll say this. I have two things to say about the ending. One, stop making guys with kids look like pedophiles. Like it's weird. And two, there was nothing in that fucking box. I'm sorry. There was no paper in that box. It was an empty box when they dropped it. And then they barely dropped the fire stick onto it. It's like, I could tell there was nothing in the box. So like when they lift it up, it's like, you're not lifting anything about like, you see a piece of paper or something.
Why is this alien writing on fucking paper? He flew in a spaceship. I feel like they're not doing like if we did a note nowadays, they'd find like a fucking phone.
Yeah, I mean, at least fucking Star Trek, which came like 4 years later, at least had some kind of device that they could read off of. You don't think here it's like, yeah, a transcorder or whatever it is. It's a transcorder.
It's a tricorder.
Sorry,
Say it proper all.
Tricorder.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right.
Tricorder.
I apologize.
Jacob, you're no longer a Star Trek fan. You don't know what you're talking about.
I've lost Trekkie points.
Yes, you have. But that's okay. Shit happens.
Yeah.
But I mean, like I said, I get what this message is going for. I get that people
Did you not?
are afraid to actually wait 10 seconds longer, as Jacob said, to do things before they kill things. No, yeah, so kid treats guy says, I have gift for you. It really weird. Crazy stuff happens. The end. So where are we ranking this? No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. There's some stuff in here that's fine. Like everything with like the kid and the guy is fine. Everything else is cancer. It's a vaccine. It needs a vaccine. This episode needs a vaccine.
I mean, is the stuff with the kid and the guy fine? I mean, it's just.
I thought it was all right. It's interesting at least. At least it has some substance. Like they talk about how they're very similar. They're outcasts, and the guys talking about people are very scared and very. It's like what you said with Monsters Who Do on Maple Street. But you know what this episode needs, honestly, Jacob and Drew?
What's
This
that?
episode needs an enema.
Yeah.
As Joker said in Batman, this city needs an enema.
Well, I okay, like the message in those parts you're talking about, I think was good and fine and all that. But I mean, quite honestly, even those parts, by the time you get to those parts, it's just like everything else has been so drab and just so unnoteworthy that when you get to that, it just wasn't enough to pull me back in. I was just kind of like, can we get to this? Can we get to something? Just go. Just do whatever you're gonna do. This guy's gonna get killed. Something will happen. We're gonna find out what's in the box or the tin can or whatever it is. I just could not find myself being entertained by or interested hardly at all in this.
See, what Jacob needed was a dick in a box or something.
Clearly.
He needed strippers. He needed one dick and two bush.
2 bushes, 1 dick.
Yeah,
That
two
too.
bushes, one.
Is that what you said? Yeah, whatever.
I don't know. I mean, what do you guys want to talk about with this episode? Is there anything you want to bring up to about it?
What
I mean,
do you
like, I
guys
don't
want
know
to
what to
talk
bring up
about?
about.
I mean, here's the thing. So you could see what they were going for, and honestly, it's like Jake said, it's a solid treatment. There's an interesting story that could have been fleshed out into something really cool. You could have gone into more of it, but you also have that mentality, like that kind of Western at the time, like that classic mentality of, oh, there's something that we don't recognize. Clearly it's evil. It's going to destroy us. I mean, it goes to religious, like that witch hunt thing so quickly. And when it doesn't, I don't know, like there was no, like the doctor was kind of supposed to be the voice of reason for this shit. And like, even he just stands back and lets shit happen. And it's like, dude, you could do something.
Did they ever explain what was going on with the bottle? Because he like dropped the bottle of wine.
No, that's
didn't
a
break.
that's a
an
man's
alien
bottle.
thing.
And he
Yeah,
said,
that's a man's bottle.
and
They
he
don't
goes,
break.
"That's not a bottle of wine." And I was like, "Okay, did he do something to the wine bottle?"
Oh, he stopped it from
Space
breaking.
juice.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's a
how?
man's bottle.
They never like went into
Because he's an alien. He's able to control that stuff. That's why, like,
he
you know,
couldn't
that
control them bullets coming at him when they shot him.
apparently he
His
had
Neo
not.
powers weren't working.
Yeah, exactly. He wasn't able to control the Matrix at that moment
Yeah,
or something.
I guess.
yeah.
I don't know. I was like, "That's
It
not.
it
That's
only
no
works
bottle."
on alcohol. Trev, you didn't know alcohol stops everything.
Does
And
it?
was the whole
Uh,
thing of him coming in and requesting wine as an alien, by the way, it just mean he's a drunkard, or does it mean like is that supposed to be like a Jesus reference? He gonna turn that wine into water or something?
Honestly, I have no
Wine
idea
into
what that
water.
was. I mean, I kind of took it as like he knew he needed, like, if you are, he knew a lot about Earth. My thought is that he went into the bar because he knew it was a bar, and that's why he asked for wine. Maybe.
Yeah, I just got shot. Give me a drink. I mean, maybe I guess it might make you feel better.
I don't know.
I mean,
I don't
isn't
know.
that what you do when you either have a cigarette or you drink in movies when you're dying? Like, give me a cigarette.
Next time I'm dying, I'll tell you.
Yeah. And the whole like the whole like, and I know that the reason that they were kind of dissing on the kid, he's an orphan. There's no like that. I was started calling him Anakin Skywalker just because the bartender was so
Anakin
much like
Skywalker.
Watto. Yeah, but it was because at that point too, I thought that there was going to be something more to the kid, like, oh, he's.
Yeah, they
You
set
know,
it up that way.
They
But it was-
totally did.
They
Was
went
it-
into all this unnecessary detail about this kid. Like they really focused on this kid and went on to some unnecessary backstory, which I'm all about character building, but it literally went fuck all nowhere. And like the whole time you're like, oh, it's going to be this. And I don't feel as if they were trying to misdirect us or anything. I just think they said we need to fill this episode out. So at that point, your character building becomes padding, and character building good, padding bad. And
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of padding in this episode. They just wanted to get to that aha moment. Cancer.
So you're
think I
saying
got
Alejandro Skywalker? No, you should have done the Jewish aha. Aha.
Aha.
You know what made this episode great? honestly, real
More
great
wine.
is if they did the Macamee
different
director's
episode?
cut and then like the kid died because they shot the kid at the end.
It would have made more sense if they would have gone that route. Like make the space Jesus like earn his keep or something. I don't know. Like that could have been the gift, like the gift of I don't know. That just like in the gift thing even, like it didn't come up until the end and it's like the most generic gift you could possibly imagine.
I
Like a
mean,
good one, but still.
as it says in the trivia, this is a episode that aired right after Easter. So, I mean, it could be like the people are judging this alien like they judged Jesus and they killed Jesus and
They even
the thing
mentioned
that
Judas.
Jesus. I mean,
I
the
don't
kid could have been
disagree,
Judas.
but like look at what was it? Like one of the most depressing episodes of the entire series to this point aired was it right after Thanksgiving or Christmas? Something like that. Like some major holiday, the way it would have fallen, it aired like or maybe after Valentine's Day, but there was like it was really dark and it aired right after. So although they give that stuff credence, I don't think they give it that much credence.
Oh, there were definitely
Yeah.
some religious overtones in this episode.
Oh,
Which is
I don't
fine.
disagree about that. Yeah.
I mean that's cool, but they didn't do anything with it. They threw a bunch of stuff out there to get you thinking, "Oh, what's going on?" Nothing. Just nothing's going on. Like
Oh, I get some good trivia for you.
fucking nothing burger.
Did you
Okay.
know Geoffrey Horne was a Big Daddy? And he played the old man with old balls. You remember that guy that was dating Adam Sandler's wife or girlfriend? Old guy. You guys remember this movie at all? Big Daddy?
It's been
Vaguely.
ages, but kind of.
There's a little kid that pees. He pees
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
No, he
God.
was you gotta watch it. He plays the old man that ends up dating Adam Sandler's girlfriend. It's pretty funny. I like that movie. I think it's funny. I think it's funny, people. I think it's funny. He's still alive,
Well,
actually.
I'm not a huge Adam Sandler fan, but I would rather watch that than this. I think I'd rather watch Jack and Jill than this.
Oh shit, really? Damn.
I've never actually seen Jack and Jill. I just know it's got
Oof.
such a terrible reputation.
You want
I've seen enough clips of it.
was it Al Pacino? You want Al Pacino? Oh man. No, but yeah, like I said, kid believes in Jesus. Space Jesus gets shot and killed. And yeah, the tin box that the guy gives to the kid, which, had nothing in it, but apparently had a vaccine for cancer. Yeah. It says Dr. States, we have not just killed a man, we have killed a dream. Was it a dream to kill Space Jesus? I mean,
They got a
don't know.
spaceship. I feel like we can reverse engineer that and get some type of tech out of that. It's not all a wash or not
Yeah.
all a loss.
Well, I mean, they were going to send a bunch of Space Jesuses once he got back to his home planet.
Mhm.
Maybe that's why,
Yeah, Jesus
sexy,
Revolution.
super sexy Space Jesuses, super stupid, sexy Space
swinging,
Jesuses.
sexy Jesus. I think
It
we're
feels
all
like
trying to
I'm
figure out ways to
nothing
make
at
this episode more entertaining.
Yeah.
all. Feels like I'm
well-
wearing nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Oh god. I don't want to think about anyone in this movie going or this episode going that route. But yeah, I
I mean,
know.
Jeremy Horne's a good-looking man. I mean, Triv, what's wrong with you?
No, I thought he was very good looking. I was kind of put off by the whole episode. And I don't know. I feel bad because there was some, like you say, there's some decent. I mean, it's a reaction to a lot of things. You could say it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of based in Red Scare because people say, oh, you were, this or that 20 years ago, so clearly you're, this or that now. I don't know. There's so much lacking in this beyond
I
just
feel
a
like
very
this is an episode
basic
that played
idea.
better in the '60s, to be honest.
I don't
I
even
think
know
this
what it
episode-
did.
Boring.
You don't think it
boring,
did?
man.
I
No, because
can't
nothing
think.
happens. Like I said, it's not bad. I don't look at I look at Trouble with Templeton and stuff like that. There's stuff in that I'm like, that's bad. Like that's not just boring, it's bad. That the whole I've been into it 100 times. It's bad. The slot machine one, that's bad. This doesn't have anything that I'm like the editing in the end. Triv does have a very good point. That was bad, but overall, the episode doesn't have anything that I'm like, this is just bad. No, this is just boring. Which boring is bad, but it's not like offensively bad. It's just offensively boring.
Yeah.
And like I said, by the time you get to the hook of the show, it's at the very fucking end, and I'm just like, I don't care. You lost me to 15 minutes ago.
You know what this
And the-
episode needed?
What's that?
El Guapo.
Guapo. Yes,
What
Hefe.
is a plethora?
Tell me,
That's from
Hefe,
Three Amigos.
what is a plethora?
And that's the thing. Like, I'm sure, like Nick, I'm sure you have a point with some stuff, because especially coming after Easter,
Oh,
you
I didn't say this
probably
was a good episode. I just
no, no,
saying
no,
like
no, 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 no.
the
But
middle
they would
part's
have
all
been
right.
more. It would have been more popular amongst a certain set of people, being that it was right after Easter. You kind of catch that crowd that's like, oh, they're talking about Jesus, yay! You know, we can relate, because as good Christians, we would have, allowed this man in, or they would have said, well, that's not an accurate portrayal, because if Jesus came back, we would be able to recognize him, or whatever. It probably was a bit controversial, because they do go into a lot of that stuff of, as like we face it today as modern Christians. There's a certain sect of any religion that would, probably not, if their savior came back, they'd look at them and go, well, you don't represent what we think things should be represented as.
Who the hell are
you know,
you?
off with your head. So there would probably be those sects, but I don't know. Like, it's not well done.
I found an IMDb review that kind of aligns with what we're saying, and the headline is bad. That's it.
Wow, intuitive.
Yeah, it was a spaceman came traveling. Space Jesus came traveling. It's an episode that is really trying to have an interesting message, but I mean, the message is just bland. Like it's like if you took the message of the shelter and just had them talk to each other for 30 minutes about what it's like for a shelter to be the source of like protection, and instead of having any action.
I would like to
this
clarify.
is like worse than dust.
I speak for myself, but I think you guys, I don't think this is bad because of the religious overtones.
No, definitely
I just think it's
not.
bad because it's boring. Or that was my problem with it. Some of my favorite movies ever have religious overtones. I mean, Ben-Hur, stuff like that. But
yeah,
that's fine. I don't mind.
It's how it's delivered.
In fact, I like when more modern takes on older works, be they religious or not. I like when they do that right. It can be interesting. You can be like, oh, that's supposed to be this and there, and da 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 da. I like connecting those dots. It's fun. But here it was just like, this is religious or not. It's just boring. And because nothing fucking happens. The guy comes up and says, oh yeah, we saw an alien and he shot me and I shot him and he killed my partner and he's running around wounded. Then he shows up, let me get some wine, and then he lays in the fucking bed until the very end. We don't really gain much. We got a weird kid over here. We're going to give you a whole bunch of backstory about this weird kid so you think he means something. Guess what? No, he doesn't. He's just a good person. Okay.
Somebody wrote as a headline for a comment, at least the day the Earth stood still was just a parable and a great movie. So
what?
Also true.
How the day the Earth stood still is kind of like this. Isn't that mean this kind of like this but better?
Oh yeah, I would agree. I mean, because you do have the guy that comes back and he offers a lot of things to people, and yeah, it's a similar type of tone, no doubt. And this came out, and that came out in the 50s.
He does say, I'll have to come back. I'm going to leave. I'm going to come back because eventually you guys are going to more or less be ready for me. You ain't ready right now, but it takes time. People need to get used to the idea of things that are different. And there's a good message there. There's a good message said. I mean, granted, that message came on the backhand of a giant hand that slapped the shit out of you in your face and then proceeded to beat the fuck out of you in the end. I mean, it is extremely heavy-handed, but it's a good message. I'm cool with that. The heavy-handedness, I really picked up on that. If it was a better episode, if it was more entertaining, the heavy-handedness, I'd probably still mention it, but I'd be like, yeah, it was heavy-handed, but I like this.
Oh, I had no issues with the heavy-handedness. I mean, it's the 60s. It's
yeah.
You're going to tell this kind of a story. To some extent, you do have to have those things. But I felt like the way that they went about it, like, oh, well, he's got 2 bullets in him. How is his heart rate this good? How is this? How is that? They go into all this detail. They don't just leave it at, well, this guy is Space Jesus or whatever it is, or I come bearing something special for you. They have to pound it into your head that he's,
and they went super strong with the blood on the hands. Almost like he got shot in the 2, part of his
stigmata.
hand. It's almost stigmata. But I mean, Jacob is right. They did have to prepare. I mean, they had to prepare for 3 things: Human Centipede, Serbian Film, and Caligula. I mean, that's why he said he'll come back when we were prepared. So
I'm fully prepared for Caligula, unrated director's cut. Got it on my hard drive.
Nice.
Is your hard drive? How many
Hard?
viruses do you have on a hard drive?
I have like 3 virus protection things running.
The
Hasn't
giant
melted
condoms
your hard
from
drive yet?
Naked Heart.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
But I mean, I don't know. It tries. I mean, the best thing we can say is it tries. The worst thing we can say is it just doesn't succeed. If you don't succeed, boy, shut up. You know, if you try and succeed and you fail, lesson is never try.
It comes down to this. The worst thing a movie or a show can be is boring. I mean, that's kind of a classic good, bad. Well, I mean, any movie kind of philosophy.
You had one
And-
job.
Yeah.
Everything
and
else
it's-
is extra. Your
Oh,
job
yeah.
is to entertain. If you're not doing that, you fail.
And
No,
that's
the worst
I mean,
thing a show could be is NCIS or the Blacklist
oh man, shots fired.
or JAG. Be better, people. Be better at TV.
Be more like Wings.
Oh, Wings. is great.
Exactly. Wings or what's the one with Michael
Designing
Landon,
Women.
the Angel, Highway
Oh,
to
Highway to
Heaven. Yeah.
Oh, how
Or Scrubs. Scrubs was great too.
Yeah. Be a Little House on the Prairie, not JAG
Golden
Yeah.
Girls.
or NCIS.
The Waltons. We're
Empty
just naming
Nest.
old shows.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, be Empty Nest. Be the
Seinfeld.
Waltons. No,
Empty
don't be
Nest.
Seinfeld.
Be Seinfeld.
Be Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Ooh,
Designing
cheers.
Women, Empty Nest, Cheers. What's some
Don't
other
be
old
the
shows?
Cosby
Let's
Show.
show our age here, people. Guess my age by the old ass fucking shows I watched.
Yeah, but Jacob, you got to remember something.
Matlock.
What was once old is new again. Remember that.
No, not
So
some of
people
those
are into. Yeah, we're ahead of the times now. We're just naming stuff that people watch now.
No,
that
we're
are-
just
they're-
that far behind
shows.
now.
Does that make you feel better?
Yes, I mean they remade Quantum Leap into some weird monstrosity of a show, so that makes no sense.
I forgot they did that.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible. They sent me the second season, and I said no.
There's a second
said, I
season?
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, there is. It's bad. So, anyways, as we've said earlier, guy gets shot, people walk away, realize they had a vaccine for cancer, all cancers. Apparently, there's only
Thought we were
one
done.
vaccine that cures all cancer. I have thoughts on that. No vaccine cures everything. That's impossible. I don't
But
care
it's
if
an
you're from
alien
space.
vaccine.
I don't care. Space
I
is
like
still
how-
relative.
There wasn't like
It's
one
still
or
based
two
on science.
ingredients, not a one. It burned. It left everything except for that part right there. It's like this. It had like this whole dissertation. It's like this is a come in peace. This is the vaccine for cancer, and all this and that. I love you. You guys are awesome. You're great. Hope you accept this. And the ingredients are all burned off. It burned only not one ingredient. We couldn't get like fucking peppercorns or something. I mean, cayenne pepper, something. No, it only burned off the ingredients. I feel like I don't think that motherfucker was ever there.
No, it's like the doctor's
He lost
doctor's
it.
badge. It's there. It's what they believe it's there. So it could have been anything.
He the psychic paper. No, he.
Yeah.
I think this dude went to a cosmic titty bar and got drunk on his way in, and had that package with him. He's like, I ain't supposed to be stopping here, but I'm going on company dime. And something bad happened, and he fucked up the bottom of this recipe. He's like, shit, I'll get fired if I go back, and I got 5 kids to feed. So like, then he came onto Earth. He made sure he orchestrated this whole thing. He was driving drunk, and that's why he landed on that guy or shot him or whatever. And then, he orchestrated
Did
this whole situation so then he could be like, see, they burned that motherfucker up.
did this
They
guy
burned
get
him.
killed by a big machine? Screw you!
Hey, Benny, screw you! Oh man, I got 4 kids to feed.
I thought it was 5. Oh shit!
That
You
was
found
a
me.
lie.
But no, I mean, like he's probably right. Like there probably was no recipe. It probably was like a recipe for like some space liquor, some space whiskey or something. And he wrote it. He
That's what they
he
call
burned it
their
himself. Like,
energy drinks is cancer.
yeah.
Here's the recipe
Exactly.
for cancer. Cancer energy drink. I mean, hell, we got energy drinks called cocaine, so why not?
Yeah. We have people killing each other for prime energy drinks and shit. So I don't know. It is what it is. It's an episode that
It was
they
boring.
killed a dream. Yeah, they killed a man and they killed a dream. So it's an episode about Martin Luther King. I don't know. Triv, Jacob, what do we think of this
Hey.
episode?
Are we to the? Well, we need to do the.
No, we'll get there.
Oh,
I
okay.
promise.
This is bullshit.
I will go
no,
back
I mean,
to what I said before. This episode, the worst thing a thing can be is boring, and I think I give this credit for trying, but that's kind of where it starts and stops for me.
Did it try? Just because they put it on TV don't mean they tried it.
No, I know. We're talking about, and I know at this point Rod Serling was, probably starting to get writer's fatigue and the rest. But
he's way
wrote
past
this.
that.
No, I know, but I put it out there that he put his time and effort into this. So with him at the helm, even if he was uninspired, he still gave it something. If it was any other writer, I'd say no. But because it's him, I do give him the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that.
Hey, Jacob, what if I said this is what season 4 is like?
Oh shit! Fuck.
Then we're gonna have a lot of short discussions and a lot of bottom things.
We're going towards the bottom
Perchance-
already. We're
Perchance to
bottoming out.
Dream is gonna stay put for a bit.
Son of a
Jacob
bitch.
rather watch Perchance to Dream than this nonsense.
At least something happens in Perchance to Dream. It's fucking stupid, but something happens.
True.
Yeah, this just didn't. I mean, I don't know. I feel really bad for our listeners because I know this has been just kind of like a episode, like we hadn't talked about anything because there's just nothing to talk about. Like nothing happens. Yeah, there's
there's been stuff to talk about. It's just whether it's interesting or not.
There's nothing I want to talk about. I mean, yes, there's the religious overtones. Okay, we got past that. Beyond that, it all surrounds this hook at the end, and you get to that literally in the last 30 seconds of the episode, and everything else leading up to that was just like boring and bland, and just man, that sucks.
Well, and I would even add that the religious overtones, there's not much to discuss there either. Like,
no, there's not.
Guy shows
say
up,
they're there.
is apparently Jesus, or space, has the same like storyline as Jesus.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's persecuted, dies, will someday come back. Luckily, the only good thing to come out of this is that the poor kid ends up going home with the doctor, and he's got a family.
And
Ideally.
the bartender was Judas, because he even went and turned him in there when the Gestapo showed up. He ran out there and he was like, "I got him in here, boss."
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the heavy-handed stuff was too heavy-handed and out of left field, and everything else was just nothing. It was boring. It was a fucking napkin script that they needed to develop. It could have been. I see how it could have been an interesting idea, but coulda, shoulda, woulda, it wasn't.
Yeah.
And that's the takeaway. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, but wasn't.
Basically.
Yeah.
Balls.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys. I'm right there with you. I don't remember what we were talking about, but I'm right there with you.
Nice.
Makes me want to go to
literally-
Mexico.
No shit. I watched this 2 hours or so before we came on. When we first came on and we were sitting here and just chit-chatting, and one of you brought something up about the episode, but not something specific, I literally had probably about 30 seconds where I was like, what was the episode? I literally could not I just watched it and I could not remember anything, nothing. Like I could not remember that it was, in Mexico or anything. I was just like, what the fuck was the episode? What did I just watch? It was that unmemorable. And then finally it came back to me. I was like, oh yeah, that.
And that's what she said, or he said, or they said, or someone said. I don't know. It's a thing. It's a movie. And it's an episode. It's a place and a thing and a way and a house and a yard and this house and yeah.
What else can you say
This
besides
house.
that?
In the middle of a street, a house. Something like to eat, a house. Something.
Anyway.
Anyways, Jacob, go ahead and do it.
Oh yeah. Do I have? Okay. Oh, it's short. Okay. I can't pronounce that. Madero, Mexico. the present. The subject, fear. The cure, a little more faith.
An RX off a shelf in the Twilight Zone.
Trip's dead. She's dying. It's late. It's late, people.
She got a strong arm.
Right.
That I do.
Ooh. She got two D's and one B.
The fuck?
2 D's, 1 B, 1 A.
Huh.
And that is the test that I took back in the day for school. 2 D D B. Anyways.
Just do abacadabra all the way down.
Abacadabra. Isn't that the name of a song too? Abacadabra.
Probably.
Abacadabra.
Probably a movie. Sinbad's in it. May or may not have ever existed.
Hey, it's a nursery rhyme. Abacadabra. Abacadabra.
Then they try and fuck with you.
Alamana young opa.
Okay. Anyway.
Rasu
They
Rasata.
put the EFGH in there, and it's like, oh no, they fucking with us. But me and my friends came up with something for that. So you got abacadabra for all the ABCD, and for the other ones you got figure hickey.
Abracadabra. She was like, I need to get out of here.
Can we move on?
Probably the only ones. Figure hickey.
Anyways,
EFGH.
with that,
figure hickey.
so with that said,
Can we
let's
say
go
it
ahead
again?
and head to the. So with that said, let's head into the last segment of the podcast, which is the Twilight Zone ranking list, the greatest ranking list, because we just fell asleep and we don't want to do ranking lists anymore, but we really are going to. So, is this worse than that thing about machines?
Sure.
Or is this worse than is this worse than dust?
No, I mean, I don't think this is the worst episode. Like I said, my opinion on this is it's boring. Boring is bad, but there was nothing, and I don't know if that makes sense. Besides the boring part being bad, there's nothing in it that is offensively bad that I'm just like, this sucks. It's just, this is boring. Now, I mean, Trouble with Templeton and the one with the cars, the machines one, or not the car that chases the guy into a fucking pool. Those were bad. They sucked. So I'll say it's above them for sure.
I would put this below The Four of Us Are Dying because at least something happened in that.
I do have to give you that. I got to give you that.
Like I would put
I mean,
it
I
between
put
The
it-
Four of Us Are Dying and The Still Valley.
What is 4 o'clock again?
4 o'clock is the one where they get that like incel asshole that's like, everything changes at 4
that
o'clock.
was bad too.
Yeah.
I think this is in line with that, honestly. I think that the Fever or the Still Valley, hell, the Fever. I think the Fever was better than this.
I would agree.
And I mean, that's pushing it because the Fever had a lot of fluff too, I feel like. But the Fever had a cohesive, not that this didn't have a cohesive story. This just didn't have a story. I didn't give a fuck. The Fever had something to follow. It was just, the Fever was more badly executed. It had bad execution. The story was whatever. The story's just not there. I'm with Trip. I'm around 4 o'clock.
But this had
Now,
space.
the jungle
Jesus,
was
though.
bad.
We didn't see the spaceship on camera though.
Yeah, but I feel like this is in the 4 o'clock area because I felt like 4 o'clock I didn't give a fuck about. I was like,
Yeah.
I think I even one of the comments I said it. You guys were like, I hate this guy, I hate this guy, I hate this guy. I was like, I gave so few fucks about this episode. I couldn't hate the guy because it was just nothing happened. I didn't give a shit.
You know
about
what?
this guy.
It was the thing about that kind of connects it to 4 o'clock. It is as heavy-handed in its delivery.
That, and I didn't give a shit about either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is better at 4 o'clock, but not as good as the Fever, which is saying a lot because the Fever's terrible.
I'm fine. I mean, I'm not gonna fight over this. I'm fine with that.
I'm good with
fight.
I just
Jacob,
don't
you've never fought
give-
anything in your life.
I
Now
give
fight.
so little
Fight.
fucks about this episode, and it's
Fight.
not worth it. I just can't. I'm fine. The Fever elicited more of a reaction out of me than I think the Fever is, oddly enough, that used to be our worst episode. It is like where everything under the Fever, the story is so, they're all boring. I think everything Fever and up, some of them are boring, but they're not, the boring ones aren't boring and bad and boring like and shit. Everything under the Fever is boring and shit.
It's
It
a whole
does both.
6 episodes or whole 5 episodes right there.
Yeah, but I mean, they're just like
Oh,
boring.
I know.
And they've got offensively bad shit in them. I don't mean like, oh, I'm offended. I mean, like, I'm just like, this sucks so, and that is fucking stupid.
Yeah, what he said.
All of them. And
yeah.
this one,
You tell him, Steve
this one
Dave.
doesn't. I'll give this that. I'll give it one thing. It doesn't do anything that I'm just like, this is fucking fuck this thing. Like, you know, it doesn't do that. But it's right there. It's right there
Yeah.
with 4:00. I give no shits about this episode. I feel more strongly
And
about it.
Jacob
now
will
than I
watch
did
it
with
next
the-
week because of Twilight Zone. No, because of anal.
I well, maybe. I do it for anal.
Did it all for the
Yeah.
anal. Come on, the anal. Come on.
So that's my opinion.
I've stated where I think it should go and the why. So yeah, I'm okay putting it around 4:00, like
Yeah,
you
I'm
guys
cool
said.
with that.
So.
Right above it.
Yeah. Anything
Yeah,
that
fight
puts
for
4:00.
it.
You think this is better than 4:00?
I mean, it's as heavy-handed. Honestly, you could rearrange the ones below the fever, and I really wouldn't give a crap one way or the other. They're all kind of just. It's like the top, you know. The ones at the top, there's probably a little room to rearrange those top 10 or 15, but the bottom, you know, it's the same way at the bottom. Like, it doesn't matter if you rearrange them; they're all still terrible.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm
Like
with
this
you.
one is not the trouble with Templeton by any stretch, but it's certainly like
It's not terrible. It's just boring. It's
Yeah,
just
no,
fucking
exactly.
boring.
I would say given the choice to watch this versus 4:00, I would watch this again over 4:00 if I absolutely had to.
Yeah, Trouble
personally.
with Templeton was boring and bad.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't. The bad part wasn't just that it was boring. That's bad enough. No, it went extra mile and said, "We're not just going to be boring. We're going to be bad too." So I don't think this was bad too. I think it was just boring. That's the bad of this one. It's just boring.
Yeah.
I'm
No, I
fine with
agree.
that. Right around 4:00. If you say we're going around 4:00, I'm cool with that.
Yeah. I thought we
You-
were anyway, weren't we?
I mean, you and
we'll
I
put
are.
it right above 4:00.
Nick has not spoken.
Yeah, no, I have. And Triv, I agree with you. We should rearrange the number top 10 because
No.
Monster
The number
Duo
one
Maple
and number
should,
two.
should be number one. You said we
Numbers
should
one-
rearrange it.
No, I said
Number
you-
5
you
should
could,
be number
I
1.
said you could rearrange the top and still relatively like have really good episodes.
Yeah, number
Just
1
like you-
Monsters doing Maple Street.
No, absolutely not.
So where's 31 going?
Number 1.
No.
No.
All right. Ah, ah,
Oh,
shit.
Oh, shit.
All right. So yeah, I think that'll work. I don't like it.
Is this a protest by Jake?
Apparently.
You
Shit.
know, if you
When did we
if you-
first start using that meme? That
Oh
GIF?
God, it wasn't that far after Jake joined us.
I like how he does the slow pan away.
Yep. To be expected. I think he's gonna eat your face, man.
This is,
Ah!
this stands
He's
for
just
it.
gonna.
So it's no longer inside Jeff's eye. He's just gonna be there.
Jeff said, "Fuck this episode. I'm out."
Yeah, you gotta make Mr. Horse blink though. Anyways,
Also
with
good.
that
starting for this episode.
Yeah.
right. So yeah, so with that said, I think that's good. So new number 93 will be The Gift. Number 1 still Eye of the Beholder. Jesus Christ. Number 1 is still Eye of the Beholder. Number 97 is still The Trouble with Templeton. So we haven't not conceded 97 yet from Trouble with Templeton. But anyways, with
Oh,
that
you
said,
forgot one. You forgot one.
Mm-hmm.
no, I did.
You forgot one.
You did.
No,
Yeah,
I
you
did.
did.
No, I
Yes, you
did.
did.
No, I did.
Yes, you did.
Which one did I forget? Oh yeah, number 1 is now Monsters
No,
Doing Maple Street.
no.
Number 80.
A
Number
piano
80 is
in.
Casey Kasen's top 100. Is a
Mr.
piano
Dan
in
on Tuesday.
the house?
You guys forget it's still number 79.
Oh, you're right.
Is
Shit.
it? Oh, fuck yeah, it is.
Jake, say it with
Anyways,
me. Say it with me.
A
piano in-
Monster Duo on Maple Street number
The
1.
house.
Anyways, yeah, so there you go. That is The Gift, season 3, episode 32. Guys, we're
The one
actually
with
coming
Katie
on to a
Holmes
good
was better.
episode.
The
Katie
one with
Holmes
Katie
is
Holmes
better.
was better. You got to saw her boobs.
Oh jeez. The Sam Raimi movie.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the next episode is actually a good episode. Imagine that. Season
Says
3,
you.
episode 33, called The Dummy.
Except for
Great
Chasing
influence.
the Dream was a good episode too.
It was. At least according to what trivia said.
Bastards.
According to what trivia said, Triv said that is apparently I'm supposed to say that's true.
What?
Anyways, it's directed by Abner by Biberman, written by Rod Serling, based off a story by Lee Polk. Stars Cliff Robertson. Apparently somebody named Willie, by Goofy Goggles. Frank Sutton and George Murdoch, John Harmon. So we'll look forward to that. Triv, Jacob and his two balls. Yeah, we're gonna head out. And Jacob, well, you have content. You have eyes, 4 eyes.
What?
Hey, look, it's 4. You're 6 eyes, 4 eyes. Where's that content located?
When I make it, it's located on my YouTube channels. One of them. This episode sucked everything out of me. It's usually good to have everything sucked out of you, but not when it's this episode.
That's what she said.
Jacob Anders reviews, movie stuff, and Retro Jake XY, which I am. I started working on that video. I know I've been saying it. I know. But it is coming. I actually started working on the video. That was your chance to say that's what she said.
I've said it like 3 times this episode. I feel like I have a quota.
Okay. If I say it is coming, somebody has
That's
to
what
say
she
it.
said.
There you go. Okay. But yeah, that is coming.
That's what she said.
And because I started working on it again. So I'm hoping
That's what she said.
honestly within the next month it will come.
That's what she said.
Yeah, she did.
In the house.
In the house.
Yeah.
And Triv,
Ooh.
Yes.
Triv,
Yes.
you have content as well.
Do I?
And where's that at?
In the house?
Yeah, exactly. I left it here someplace. I don't 100% know where. It's maybe over here. No. You can find me here at Trivial Theater on YouTube. I have actually been pretty consistent with my stuff. Nothing this week, but I'm working on one called Blood-Sucking Pharaohs from Pittsburgh up next, and then a series of collabs that'll probably finish out a good chunk of the year. Anyway, but yeah, so stop by, say hi.
Yeah, Pittsburgh. You're definitely blood sucking. Yeah, I agree. I agree with all that. All that, I tell you. All that. Anyways,
You
I
know
have
nothing
content.
about the movie,
I know about Pittsburgh.
do you?
Pittsburgh.
Are you sure?
Pittsburgh.
Okay,
Anyways,
there you go.
yeah, I have content. It's of course at Movie Emporium. It's where I hold it all at. I did a movie review for The Holdovers. I did a review for something. Look out for reviews for Monarch coming out very, very soon.
Woohoo!
So yeah. Anyways, with that said, we're gonna head out. We're gonna leave you with our gift of the fantastical and the 2Ds and 2Bs and something dark side, something the force. Yeah. So anyways, with that said,
Yeah, you're
for
gonna want to
myself-
clean up. You're gonna want to
yeah,
clean up after
audio
that
feeds.
gift. That would not, it's not fun to leave those gifts out, so you end up ruining your shoes.
and that's what she said for sure. So anyways, audio feeds, Anchor, SoundCloud, Audio Boom, all that good stuff. Rate, subscribe. You know what to do. But for myself, whatever Jacob's doing, and Triv, we'll see you guys next time in the Twilight Zone. Peace out, motherfucker. Father wears his Sunday best. Mother's tired, she needs a rest. The kids are playing downstairs. Sister's sighing in her sleep. Brother's got a date to keep, and you can't hang around our house in the middle of a street. Our house
Anyway,
in the middle of our house. It has a crowd. There's always something happening. It's usually quite loud. Jesus Christ.
hell was this episode?